Hello friends of Barça Hoy, welcome to a new video where today I think everyone must be super happy, super excited because Barça today has given a real football lesson, especially in the second half. Now we're going to talk a bit about everything, but above all, I want people to hit the like button to support us, just like you always do. Like today's match, which has been absolutely crazy, the people who joined in, the people who showed their support. So, without further delay, let's start reviewing how this incredible match went. This Barça 7, yes, Barça 7, Newcastle 2, a tie that ended with an 8-3 on aggregate. Honestly, I really didn't expect it, but Barça, especially in the second half of this return match, did exactly what I think they needed to do. Everyone, of course, leave your happy comments in the chat as well. Let's get to the video. Well, I'd like to start by talking about Hansi Flick because I think halftime was absolutely key. You don't need to be very smart to say this, but it was key because something must have happened there. A team talk where Flick completely changed the mindset of all the players. I mean, Barça came in, that's true, with a 3-2 lead, thanks to Lamine Yamal's goal. But I also think that Flick, seeing that he was being a bit outplayed by Newcastle because that's how it was. The first half, at least I remember leaving with, I don't know, not with a... The atmosphere wasn't the best, not even close to what you'd expect from a big night, right? So I think Barça, as I said, was outplayed by a Newcastle that pressed them really hard up front. Honestly, they made us suffer a lot. Eric Garcia's injury meant Ronald Araujo had to come in. And at first, especially, I noticed he seemed a bit nervous. It seems like they also got a bit more confident and they took advantage of those nerves, especially from Araujo. Like I said, I mean, Newcastle almost went into halftime winning, although I have to say that Barça had a few chances too, but they didn't take advantage of them. So, generally speaking, I have to say above all that Barça did very poorly in the first half, even though they went in winning 3-2, but then did very well, right? In an excellent way, they made the most of their strengths in the second half. Key points I have to mention, well, I would say the first one is Lamine, Yamal. And it's true that it was Rafinha who got the MVP, but the key figure was Lamine Yamal. First, stepping up at 18 years old, grabbing the ball and saying, I'm taking this penalty right before halftime with the score at 2-2. Difficult situations that he knows how to handle perfectly, because even though he's 18 years old, like I said, he seems like he's 38. So, Lamine, Yamal once again stepping up at Barça. But not just because of the goal or the penalty, far from it, also because every time he showed up during the match, he left a bit of brilliance. There will be people who say, well, I liked Rafinha's game more. Hey, that's fine. It's no problem. I'm not talking about that. I'm simply talking about what Lamine Yamal brings to this Barça right now. I mean, in terms of assists, in terms of goals, but above all, also in relation to the opponent. Look at this image, for example, where he's surrounded by 3 players here. He comes out on top, by the way. I mean, he comes out on top in this play during the match as well. And I think Lamine, well, he's just touched by the magic wand. He's in a really good moment, contributing, as I said, goals, providing assists. And of course, I'm not going to discover Lamine Yamal today. Not at all, no. Este 7-2. He's also provided a few assists. I think we should really emphasize how important Lamine Yamal is in Barca's game. Honestly, I take my hat off to him once again. He's not going to stop. I don't think he's going to stop, at least. And I hope he keeps surprising us because what Lamine is doing just doesn't make any sense, especially considering how young he is. And like I said, taking on responsibility on such an important night when Camp Nou was absolutely crazy. Let's also discuss Rafinha, for example. I'll stand here between these two stars, Lamine and Rafinha, who I'd say are the main ones, right? With 40 to 50%, they were the ones who literally destroyed this Newcastle. A Newcastle that we'll talk about as well, of course. And I'm going to applaud them. Look, I'm going to applaud them. I'm going to applaud them because I think it's a team that even deserved a little more. I mean, maybe they didn't deserve to leave with an 8-3. They tried in every possible way on the left, on the right. I really liked Gordon. I really liked Elanga. But now I'm going to talk to you a little about Rafinha. Because I think that many times, look, now that we're talking not about Elanga or Gordon, who are exceptional players, but Rafinha, who we have at home. I mean, let's appreciate his play. Let's appreciate his spirit. Let's appreciate everything Rafinha does for Barça. Let's value it. Why do I say this? Because he's a player, I was telling Adri during the break. I mean, what Rafinha does doesn't make sense, especially in the first half. That's where it was most noticeable for Barça. Because, of course, Barça needed to run over Newcastle a bit during tough moments when Barça was struggling. And we've seen Rafinha pressing when it was 1-1 and pressing when it was 7-2 on the scoreboard with 7-2 in their favor. I mean, Rafinha is right now at a physical and mental level above any other player. And I wouldn't say just from Barça, but also from many important teams in Europe. So this guy, look, we've also been talking, of course, about what Lamine generates. But what Rafinha does, I mean, it's contagious. I'm telling you honestly, I think it's contagious because he's spreading it to his teammates. What a Barça player should be. I mean, that motto of more than a club. Rafinha carries that right here on his chest. Rafinha carries it here. I'm telling you honestly, I mean, that dedication, that soul, that courage, that hunger. He's always wanting more, and that, like I said, spreads to his teammates. Therefore, today's MVP, who was Rafinha, deserves the utmost respect in my opinion. If we didn't have a Rafinha on the team, we'd have to invent him. That's my phrase. I think that's how it is. And of course, we also have to talk about Fermin Lopez today, who was another player that really impressed me. Well, I'm talking about Fermin as well. Of course, I could talk about Robert Lewandowski. I could talk about Gerard Martin, who is another player. And honestly, I was blown away by the game Gerard Martin played. I'd even say I liked him more than Kubasi. I usually prefer Pau, but today, Gerard Martin was incredible. With that pass too, he cut through, well, I was going to say half of Newcastle, but he actually cut through the whole team. I mean, there were moments when Gerard Martin really reminded me of Gerard Maldini. I mean, it's crazy how he brings the ball out, how smart he is, how fast. He's been really good. But talking a bit about Fermin, talking a bit about Robert Lewandowski, because Fermin is exactly one of those players. He gets fired up, like we were saying before about Rafinha. I mean, he's a super energetic player when Barca needs him. There he is, with goals, with assists, with good play, with pressure, because he's just like Rafinha too. I mean, Fermin is one of those players who finished with the 7-2. I don't know if he was still on the field at 7-2 or 6-2. Pressing and more and more and more. That's what makes a team competitive, that goes all out. I don't know if Barca will win the Champions League. No one does. But with this hunger, they're competing for everything. Hey, Atletico de Madrid could catch us now when we meet them in the quarterfinals, and they could give us a beating. But this is the attitude we need to show. This is the Barca we need to see, and I'm very happy with all the players. Of course, Eric Garcia's injury hurts me a lot, and Joan Garcia's injury hurts me a lot too. But what we've seen, well, I wanted to highlight that, or rather, Lamine, Rafinha, Fermin, Lewandowski, who we've also said needed the best, and of course, this suits him perfectly. But above all, what I want to highlight is the team, Barca, the group that said at halftime, let's go win this match. I'm not going home because all my people are at Camp Nou, along with over 60,000 others today. The fan support has been incredible. And the team deserved this victory, and Barca deserved this victory, and the fans, we also deserved it. We deserve to enjoy a magical night of football. So guys, give it a big like, really smash it for how happy we Barca fans are. That today, Barca won 7-2, an aggregate of 8-3, and we're in the quarterfinals. We'll face Atletico de Madrid. Barca yesterday, Barca today, Barca always more than ever. Barca, I really love you. I care about you, Barca.